Hello, this is Touch Love Worldwide Broadcasting Service transmitting from London. So I've introduced you to some part of London where I am actually recording this video for you. I'm continuing on the journey of introducing you to the Touch Love Worldwide Constitution. Today I'm introducing you to the officers of Touch Love Worldwide. There is something different, an officer that you will not find in some other organizations or parties. So I'm going to start from that officer. Um, so this officer, the Pregnancy and Placenta Officer, or PABO, you'll find at paragraph 87 of the Constitution. And I'm just going to read you that paragraph. You might be wondering why I'm wearing many hats. Well, it will become clear that when I read an officer, I'll remove the hat so that we get to another officer. So now I'm wearing so many hats because we need so many of this Pregnancy and Placenta Officer, PABO. And what does paragraph 87 say about a PABO? A PABO, it says, the PABO represents every pregnancy and every afterbirth, bringing together everybody who was once a pregnancy and who was connected to a placenta and whose birth was followed by an afterbirth. Paragraph 88 goes to say the PABO's primary duty is to create awareness amongst the populace about the connecting force of the afterbirth. The PABO gives a voice to pregnancy, to afterbirth, and organizes events for children of school age and creates thought-provoking movement in antenatal clinics. As you already know that this is a party that places a lot of emphasis on pregnancy. I am pregnant. You are pregnant. A child is pregnant. What are you bearing? What child is growing inside of you? If it is love, how do we deliver love? These are questions that the movement asks all the time. So it's so important to have a PABO and to have many PABOs to deal with this very new aspect of running a political party. And paragraph 89 goes to say, though children are not voters, they are affected by the choice voters make. So their voice must be amplified and heard within the electoral process. Children are a valued constituency, and a PABO ensures that they are involved in running the government by helping them to understand the process, by interesting them with exciting stories, by inspiring them to voice their own thoughts on key issues, and by ensuring that they know that they are valued and that their thoughts and ideas are very important and can create a better world. If I pause there for a moment to say that the children in my world, the children I have met, the children I have encountered in my life, exhibit such great wisdom and intelligence that can be lost if we do not tap into that. Their innocence, the beauty of their thoughts, the beauty of their creation is what is going to be brought to the forefront in this party. This party values the voices of children. It wants to hear them. It wants to work with them. If I then go on to paragraph 90, which reads, it is the duty of the PABO to use age-appropriate materials to connect children to and involve children in the political process. This is a large responsibility, so the role requires up to 10 or more officers to share the duty. The PABOs will use their special skill, talent, and uniqueness to devise the most engaging way to reach every child and mother who participates in the pregnancy and afterbirth events. Paragraph 91 reads, a Touch Love Worldwide UK stance is that a political process is not just about campaigning to be in power, but is as fundamental as food. And whoever ingests food must have a voice in the process of food making and know what is poison and what is enriching, so as to remove poison whenever encountered. Children eat what politicians cook. This is why age-appropriate political education must start from the antenatal clinics, continue through school age to adult groups. Political participation must not just be a preserve of election campaign for power, but must span all ages and all seasons, because it is a life campaign for life. Paragraph 92 says the PABOs also ensure that the voices of pregnancy, afterbirth, and children are reflected in the Touch Love Worldwide policy. So this is the role of the PABOs, and you are invited to be one of the PABOs to organize installations, discussions, to create age-appropriate stories, to introduce children to the loftical process. You might want to call it political process, because children are wise, children are intelligent, children are affected by what we do, by how we run the country, by how we run our lives, and they need to learn from as very early on as possible, because it's not every family that has people that sit around the table and talk about politics. So some children grow up not understanding the basics of politics, the basics of how the government works, but they are clever. They can be taught this, they can be told stories about this, they can participate very early on. As I keep saying, if children can learn mathematics as very young as possible, there's no reason why they cannot learn how to run government, how to know what is bad in government from very early on. So that is one of the posts, and I'm going to take that one hat up. This is the hat of PABO. So I'm going to go on to the next officer of the party. If you're just joining this broadcast, this is Touch Love Worldwide Broadcasting Service, transmitting from London, introducing you to the constitution of the loftical party, you may wish to call it political party, called Touch Love Worldwide UK. I have just read paragraph 87 to 91 of the Constitution, which explains the new role called the PABO role. I'm now going to introduce you to the usual role that everybody knows about, the treasurer, money. In Touch Love Worldwide, we have two treasurers. One is about money, one is about the skill, that record skill donations. So I'm going to read you what the Constitution says about the treasurer money, and that starts from paragraph 77 of the Constitution. The treasurer and the party chair share the legal responsibility for Touch Love Worldwide UK's finances. The party's financial year runs from 1st January to 31st December. The party chair is the deputy treasurer. It is the duty of the treasurer to ensure that the party complies with the party funding laws as set out in the Political Parties Elections and Referendum Act 2000, or PPERA, which regulates all aspects of the party's finances. The treasurer keeps accurate financial records throughout the year, produces an annual statement of accounts, and identifies and reports donations and loans at the end of each quarter. Paragraph 78 says, the treasurer is also responsible for identifying the financial need of the party, maintaining the financial health of the party, setting budgets and fundraising targets. The treasurer is a signatory on all the Touch Love Worldwide UK's accounts and gives regular reports to the general meeting at least quarterly and whenever a significant financial change happens. The financial record must be open for viewing by anyone who asks to view, and it is the responsibility of the treasurer to be supportive of all requests to view any financial record. The treasurer receives the bank statements and keeps record of all expenses. The signatories on the party's bank account should be 3 or 4 current officers of the party, with 2 signatories being required on every check issued on behalf of the party. The annual statement of accounts should be prepared and approved at the Touch Love Worldwide UK General Meeting in the first quarter of the following year and forwarded to the Compliance Unit by 30th April. If the party's income and/or expenditure is greater than £25,000, the Treasurer's responsibility for sending a copy of the annual accounts to the Electoral Commission is by 30th April. A fine is levied on the party if this requirement is not met. Paragraph 80. 2 members act as auditors. One should audit the accounts before they are approved by the General Meeting. The auditors are nominated at the General Meeting. Paragraph 81. All donations and loans of more than £500 must be reported by the Treasurer in the quarterly donation and loan report to the head office. Amounts of £500 or less do not need to be reported. A new report is to be submitted if there were no donations or loans of more than £500. Paragraph 82. The Treasurer money must report any donations or loans of more than £500 made to a branch and include total branch income and expenditure in the annual accounts and keep in regular contact with all branch treasurers. It is the responsibility of the TM to liaise with the Treasurer skills and record all non-cash donations, things like printed materials supplied by an individual or an entity, free use of office space or an event venue, gifts of equipment, publications, free use of premises, gifts of equipment must be recorded. Paragraph 83. It is the head office duty to register all monetary and non-monetary donations in a central register held by the Compliance Unit. The party will report donations and loans of more than £1,005 from the same donor or lender in a calendar year to the Electoral Commission, which will be published in their website. Paragraph 84. When donations of more than £500 are accepted by the party, this creates a legal duty to check that the donor or lender is permissible. This means that the donation must be from a UK source. The checks on donors must be before the money is banked and must be carried out within 30 days of the donation being received or within 30 days of the non-cash donation being accepted. If the TM or TTSS finds out that the 30 days has elapsed, but that a donor or lender is not permissible, the donation cannot be returned but must be forfeited to the Electoral Commission. Lenders must be checked before the loan is made. Individual donors and lenders must be on a UK electoral register at the time they make a donation or loan. UK does not include the Channel Islands or the Isle of Man. Paragraph 85. Companies must be incorporated, registered and trading in the UK. Donations or loans from charities or organizations funded by public money cannot be accepted. When a donation or loan is offered or made, the Treasurer should always take into account the political implications as well as confirming it is legally permissible. This party is a party of love. The party is love-resourced, and its reputation in this regard is more important than any monetary or non-monetary gifts. So it is the TM and TTSS responsibility to uphold the party's love-resource reputation by ensuring that acceptance of gifts do not damage the party's love-resource reputation. Paragraph 86. It is the responsibility of the TM to work with the fundraising officers to set targets and a schedule of events and activities which will maintain the financial health of the party. Members must always be informed of how the party is doing financially, especially with respect to the budget. So that's paragraph 86 I just read, and this is about the treasurer money, the treasurer that controls and looks at and makes sure of the financial health of the party. Um, this broadcast is long. I think it's important to put every officer in this video. People do not have to watch them, uh, all of them at the same time, but I think it's important that every officer is represented in this video so that I don't have to do the second video for that. So now I take off that one hat because I'm going on to the next officer. So two hats gone. Now I'm on to the third officer, and that officer is the officer that I call the treasurer, time, skill, and space. TTSS. You may have heard me say TTSS when I was explaining the treasurer money. Now I'm reading paragraph 75 to 76. And that reads, Touch Love Worldwide UK operates mainly on Love Energy and Love Bank. It encourages individuals and entities to give space, skill, and time. It recognizes that contributing time, space, and skill is more demanding than contributing money. It reconnects to the deep value of exchange of skills and people energy, and values every contribution of love energy because it rejuvenates and maintains the love life of the party. Paragraph 76. It is the responsibility of the Treasurer, Time, Scale and Space (TTSS) to keep record of the names of all individuals and entities who give their love energy in forms of time, skill, and space. The TTSS duty includes recording the nature of the love energy gift, the interest it yielded, and the impact on the bank of time, skill, and space. The TTSS and other officers are also responsible for persuading individuals and entities to give their time, skill, and space. That's paragraph 76 that I have just read, and that's all for the treasurer, time, skill, and space. So I'm going to take off another hat because I'm moving on to another officer. So the next officer is the campaign officer, and it is clear why I have more hats on, because the campaign is where it happens, is where we explain our educational program, is where we explain what we are all about. So it touches everyone. Everybody is part of the campaign officer. However, I'll read you the specific paragraph for campaign officer, which is paragraph 74. Campaign officers work together with the vice chair campaign and other party officers to ensure that the party has the love resources it needs to campaign by compiling a program of social events as well as other fundraising activities, and by liaising with treasurer money and treasurer time, skill, and space to plan an effective program supported by available resources. The campaign officers are also part of the team which coordinates the party's campaigns. So that is actually all for the campaign officer. So I will take that one hat out as I go on to the next officer, which is the secretary. The secretary of the party, this is paragraph 72 of the Constitution. The secretary of the party ensures that agendas are publicized and circulated in good time so that participants will have sufficient time to prepare to discuss the issues at the meetings. The secretary keeps comprehensive record of minutes, gets the minutes circulated afterwards and ensures that any copies of any relevant correspondence is circulated alongside the minutes. I move on to paragraph 73. Uh, the, the secretary will also work with other officers to 1. Put together a development plan covering specific targets for community organizing and capacity building. 2. Set up effective traditional and digital communication systems. 3. Devise and maintain accurate contact details and provide membership information to other officers as required. 4. Create an open and fair place communication system which values all contributions from members. 5. Create a rich variety of regular activities and an enriching aura at meetings, which will inspire free flow of information and ensure that all participants feel involved and valued and know the activities of the party. 6. Provide opportunities for others to become involved and to make sure community events and activities are organized to reach out into and involve people in the local community. 7. To arrange the time, date, and venue for meeting in good time. The secretary will have some functional business to go through at meetings, but must make sure that the meetings are interesting, welcoming to new people, and held in a friendly manner. 8. To ensure that lively debates in meetings focus on subjects such as campaigning for change in the local community and campaigning to get the right candidates elected at elections. B. Recruiting new members, retaining and developing existing members, respecting them and finding new supporters. C. Policy discussions and making people interested, making discussions interesting and engaging. So that is the role of the secretary of the party. If you are interested in that post, of course, please make your interest known. Now, I'll take off one hat because I'm about to get to the next party role. This is the vice chair campaigns, and I'm reading from paragraph 69 of the Constitution. Touch Love Worldwide UK is campaigning for what many may see as an abstract concept, which is difficult to grasp in time and space. The role of the vice chair of campaign is to realistically organize an effective team of love bearers who deeply understand the concept of touch love and to help make them explain the concept to the populace, answer their questions, and invite them to be active love bearers. So the first responsibility of the vice chair campaign is to study the published volumes of Many Lovers Book 4267 and the principles and philosophy of Touch Love Worldwide UK, understand the concept of touch love, practice it, and organize training for all love bearers who express an interest in working with the vice chair campaigns to spread understanding of the philosophy of touch love. The vice chair campaign is responsible for organizing self-development trainings for all party officers and any member who chooses to be trained in the workings of the touch love philosophy. Paragraph 70. Successful touch love campaigns are creative and educational and an all-year-round project, not just a project that happens within the last few weeks before polling day. So it is the responsibility of the vice chair campaign to create a long-term plan with short, medium, and long-term educational milestones. Paragraph 71. In addition to vice chair campaign, has the following duties. Create a campaign plan that focuses on the next set of elections as well as the other elections to come. Learn from everyone and everything in creating an effective method of embracing and connecting communities in an engaging way which reflects real connection to the needs of each community. 3. Show leadership by being willing to delegate and create a team. 4. Be able to motivate volunteers and develop the capacity, organizational ability on the ground, incorporating new campaign techniques using contact creator and campaign creator. Um, 5. Identify talent in others, encourage and support those who want to get involved, identify training opportunities and requirements. Paragraph 6. Be willing to take difficult decisions if the overall strategy demands it. Paragraph 7. Work closely with the candidates, elected representatives, party officers, and existing structures to ensure that an effective, coordinated campaign is delivered in the area. And as you know, Touch Love Worldwide is aimed at delivering love in all its colors through um, its policies. I'm going to take off one hat because I'm going to read the next officer. So the next officer is the chair. The chair ensures that no unforeseen or foreseen circumstances will cause a deviation from the core principle and philosophy of Touch Love upon which the movement is founded. I'm reading paragraph 61 of the Constitution. The chair's duty is to recognize that lack of love is a real enemy which creeps in to infiltrate good intentions and to divert attention with baits which are easy to swallow. The chair's responsibility is to keep away lack of love and ensure that decisions are not corrupted by destructive self-interest, which excludes and destroys others. Paragraph 62 of the Constitution reads, the first responsibility of the chair is to engage in own self-development, love energy self-governance, and mind-broadening exercise to make own body and mind healthy and receptive to life-giving thoughts and be an example of what Touch Love Worldwide represents. Paragraph 63. The chair provides leadership, openness, and a healthy atmosphere for team spirit, organizes and inspires effective party campaigns, and oversees adherence to core party values. The chair also ensures that meetings are enriching experience, decisions are fair, a variety of voices are heard, and that the party operates fairly, justly, and in touch with love at all times. The chair must be impartial and must be supportive of all party members and participants at meetings. Paragraph 64. Working with other officers, the chair leads a review of party structures and operations, organizes the dates of meetings at least 3 months in advance, and makes sure the dates are communicated to members with a reminder closer to the time, sets an interesting and relevant agenda which will need to be circulated and agreed with the secretary and other officers prior to the meeting, set a time limit for each agenda topic, gets handouts ready in good time, ensures that meetings do not last longer than 2 hours, and organize a campaigning and fundraising event after the meeting. Paragraph 65. It is the responsibility of the chair to ensure that members know who is responsible for taking a task forward. Now, I have finished reading another officer, and I'm going to take the hat off. And that brings me to the last officer and the beginning of the party officers. And that's paragraph 60. And is only one paragraph. And that paragraph is the party leader. And you can see my hair, and there is no hat on my head. And that is because for now, I am the party leader. So I'm wearing my own hat. Love is the only leader of the movement and party, but the founder of the Touch Love Worldwide, Harriet Gore, for operational reasons, is the coordinator and the responsible person for the purpose of complying with the legal requirements of running a political party in the UK. For the purposes of complying with legal requirements, she is the treasurer, the party leader, and the nominating officer, being registered with the Electoral Commission in 2017. So I wear the hat of the party leader. I wear the the hat of the nominating officer. I wear the hat of the treasurer. All three for the purposes of the registration. If you are interested in being a party officer, make your interest known. For now, I am held responsible for any legal requirements of the party. I'm the person that is held responsible. I'm the person that has been put forward to represent these three hats. However, you need to know, and you already know, that love is the only leader of this party. So I am accountable to the love, I'm accountable to the air I breathe, I'm accountable to all this environment that you see, the trees around me, and the beings. Is a party that does not just think about only human beings. It's a party that sees the Lord in all things. So I hope that this broadcast helps you to understand the role of the party officers. This is Thought Love Worldwide Broadcasting Service, transmitting from London. Love to you always. Love to all always.